Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, barbecuers of all ages, it is I, Cowboy Kev. It is Sunday night. Means only one thing. It's time for the Barbecue Chat Show. With one of your lovely co-hosts, Cowboy Kev. Our boy Mikey K will be joining us very shortly. There he is. Let's get him in here as fast as we can. Just because we missed him. Let's see. So Mikey's coming in. Biggie Barbecue, what's going on? Hey, what's up, buddy?
I have no headphones today.
Oh man, well, mine still aren't working right. So I
don't know where mine are.
Nice.
It's been a long
what's up, Polish cute
weekend to say it.
I kind of guessed, considering I think we've talked maybe twice.
Oh, dude. So yesterday we did an Oktoberfest, and service started at 2. We had to be there before 1. But it didn't start. We were only supposed to be there till 6.
Yeah.
But it didn't start picking up till around like 5:30.
Oh.
So we ended up staying till like 8.
Oh man, Captain Ron, what's going on?
So it was a long service, and then
that is a very long service.
And then yeah, just a very, very long service. And then today was like crazy running around, and then this week is another kind of insanely big
busy
week.
one.
So we have a wedding on Saturday.
Oof.
We have an employee appreciation on Wednesday. Not our
for your employees or for somebody else's?
Somebody else's.
Like Mikey hates everybody. I don't know if he's doing it for his own.
So we have an employee appreciation on Wednesday, which is going to be a long service also, because we're doing 3 different shifts.
One of those deals.
Yeah.
Is this the one you've done it for before?
No, it's a new one.
Oh, new one. I know you've done that before.
Yeah, we've done it before. And that's 175 people on Wednesday.
Yeah.
The wedding's 150 on Saturday. We got 100 people on Sunday for some church thing.
Did you say I'll serve you, but I can't go in?
I'll stay in the parking lot. So
hopefully lightning won't hit your church.
So we'll see how that goes.
Blasphemer.
And then the week after that,
Blinky, what's up?
The week after that, we're supposed to do I think it's 2 different locations for another business. One's 55 and one's 60. So it's just a lot.
Boom. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a lot of big events back to back to back.
Yeah.
Which means it's going to be, heavy cooks.
Yeah.
Heavy shit. The wedding's a little nervous about the wedding.
Okay.
It's just a lot of food.
Yeah.
And
what are you serving?
So we're doing wings and meatballs as an appetizer.
Okay.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
When you're talking about 150 people.
Yeah.
And then I I have no idea what the rest of the wedding menu is. I'm not even gonna.
Don't even remember right now.
I know briskets on it.
Yeah,
That's all I know.
that's all you can remember.
I know brisket and mac and cheese is on it.
Not surprised on those two. It's kind of like me not doing poppers.
Mm-hmm. So I know those two are on it.
No. Which, yes, Ron, if you're still on, I promise I will make some for the Egg Fest.
I'll make some for your mom, Ron.
Ron's got all kinds of people coming to visit him.
I know.
All kinds of special guests. Got to see the big hog in action this weekend. 4 butts, 2 whole shoulders, a whole hog was cooked on it. Jay did an amazing job building that pit.
Were you at Murfreesboro? Did you end up going, Blinky?
That would have been cool to go to. And then, did you see? I don't know if you see Brad Orson pop on, we should grab him because he put up some video of a motorcycle thing they're building for the Royal.
Oh, for the Royal?
Yeah.
Well.
So, and the other asshole just is joining us.
Jesus, already?
I think he must be tired. He's already home in the office.
Who's tired? Nobody's tired. They're just exhausted. There's a difference. Dude, I
They
went
didn't
from
give you 3 steps?
what 3 steps? I just take 1 step and fall. 3
Dude, I'm gonna
steps.
do that tonight.
Oh God,
A rough one.
dude! We barbecued VIP for Leonard Skinner Tesla concert, and then the next day I recovered, and then last night we went to Michael Bublé. Fancy shit, dude.
Yep, American Royal's coming.
Bro.
Bublé's.
Yeah, he played over in Sacramento, Bublé. That guy is like mostly entertainer, showman, and like 1,000% talent. It's great. I mean, a great time.
Yeah, but you got to hang out with Skinner.
I missed all of that. What did you guys say?
That you get to hang out with Skinner.
I did not. I did not get to hang out with Skinner. As much as I would like to lie to you and say, yeah, I did. Be jealous. You make your mantis wet. I did not. But it was still it was a great show. I'm actually in my kitchen right now. My buddy's wife, more specifically, had a baby. So I'm bringing by some garlic, bacon, cheese, mashed potatoes.
Ooh, there you go.
Some wifey's pasta salad, and some marinated gorgonzola cheese top chai too.
Did they call you and they were like, "We had a baby, it's a boy," and then hang up?
No, they just said it's not yours, and I was like, "Thank God." You know, I was worried about that situation. Hang on 1 second.
In other words, the kid
Alexa, set a pasta timer.
7 minutes. Starting now.
She already knows it's 7 minutes. I love that.
Wait, what do you have? Do you have a Google or do you have the Alexa?
I have the A. I don't want to say it again, so they're getting confused. She's trying to think I'm cheating on another woman or something, and you know how them bots get. You know more than anybody, Mikey.
So we have the Google, and we use it all the time. And now I figured out that if you give the timers names,
right,
it'll change the way that it like sets off the timer.
So just so you know, I just apparently. You know what you have when you love it when your devices are smarter than you. It doesn't take much, you know. I'm like, wow, you know what 5 times 500 is.
And I'm not going to the Royal.
To
I want to go to the Royal. Somebody's asking if anybody's going to the Royal.
I'm not going to the Royal. No,
I would love to.
I would love to. I got life stuff.
I'm at home cooking.
Yeah,
we travel right now.
we're not the popular people that get paid to go out there. We don't have enough money to go out there for free. So, dude, have fun for me, homie. Soak that up. I'd love to ride there on my Harley.
If you're going, it's gonna be a fun one. But
how is it not going to be a fun one? It's like saying Sturgis is going to suck.
It's overrated.
Yeah, that's true. You know, all the hot chicks you think are going to be there are somebody's old lady who's actually an old lady.
Yeah, it's a little insane. I went there in 2000
To Sturgis or
to Sturgis.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Dude, if I was going to go, I'd go like the week before.
yeah.
And I would ride the whole way out. I would not trailer my bike.
Yeah.
Hang on one second. Figured.
Oh, shit. I'd still go to the Royal. Yeah, definitely not cheap these days.
Oh, dude, the Royal's expensive.
Oh, I'm sure the world's expensive. They're not trying to make it cheap for us.
Dude,
I wonder if Stretch is going to have another flying pig this year.
Oh, who knows? No, because he already did that, so he's gonna do something else.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like I said, if you see Brad get on, there's pictures of him building some kind of weird little motorcycle thing. Which you never. No, like this, like a welded thing. So I don't know if he's putting a pig on it to cook the pig, like it's riding it or what.
God, that's cool.
He'll figure something out.
Dude, what I really want to do is build a Harley with a sidecar that I can throw like a Weber wrench kettle on it. That would be cool. And then I can hook it up to like, you know, it'll just like rise and lower at like that'd be cool. That'd be set. Have a little like cooler right behind it and just be set. Yeah, $4,000 to $7,000 for
Wait, the Boys in the Queue? That sounds awesome.
That is a great name.
That is a great name.
The Boys. Oh, okay. That works. Especially for English.
Nice job. That's awesome.
I mean, that's a pretty big feat, getting 15th out of what, 495 or 5.
Well, no, you said the invitational, so that you had to get the invite to. That's not the open.
Oh, well, I thought he said the open. Sorry.
No, he said the invitational, which you had to get into.
Yeah.
Masshole, what's up?
That's more targeted down.
Yeah. Yeah, you already had to get into that part of it.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for being happy. I
mean, we got to give a shout out to Smoking Ghost. Smoking Ghost placed first place in ribs at in Murfreesboro this weekend.
Wow, nice.
He got an apple, which is their big trophy. I don't know if
that's their big trophy there.
That's the big trophy out of Murfreesboro.
Yep. That's awesome.
So my buddy that was supposed to help me on the Leonard Skinner gig, his wife had a baby, so he had to pull out. Like,
apparently he didn't pull out.
I knew I stepped in that as soon as I said it. I knew I was just like, why did I say pull out?
Sounds like he's not very good at that.
He's not. So his wife had the baby the day of Leonard Skinner, and he was like. He calls me up. He's like, "Hey, man, I can't make it. You know, my kid's gonna be here." I was like, "Get a babysitter. What's the problem?" He's like, "No, man, my kid's like gonna be here." I'm like, "Oh, your kid's coming. Oh, well, tell her to hold that in. What's the problem?" He's like, "I'm at the hospital right now." I'm like, "Dude, it takes a while.
Dude, cork it."
It takes a little bit. You can
together.
Dude, his wife just put a post on my IG because I posted about Leonard Skinner earlier, and she's now just finally on there. She's like, "I'm so sorry, Scotty couldn't make it." I'm like, "Yeah, selfish woman." So yeah, she's super.
So wait. So you were the one singing "Scotty Doesn't Know" to her?
Oh Lord, no! That's man. Why did I just put that together just now?
Oh,
Scotty doesn't know. You know what? Damn you. I could have been using this the whole time. Okay. That's horrible. How long?
Just like a minute.
Okay. That's bad, man. That bothers me. I should have known better by. That just tells me how tired I am. School is sucking up all of my good brain power for like math. Math is so useless.
For like the important stuff.
Yes, like
And Blinky, you should be shigging off of him then, because obviously you're not paying attention to what's going on next to you. He said he goes, every time he's next to me, he's GC'd the comp when I'm next to him.
Who?
Ghost? Paul, yeah.
Paul's a good dude.
So
Paul?
if he's GCing and you're next to him, you ain't paying attention.
Yeah.
All right. I need to cool down this pasta. Be right back. 'Cause I lost my freaking.
Oh, we're all screwed up.
We're
with
all-
that.
Now I'm upside down.
None of us know where any of our headphones are.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
so bad. I'm pretty sure mine's with Leonard Skinner right now. Alexa, shut up. Alexa, stop. Suck it. Donkey, stop. And she listened. Hang on, crowbar.
Perfect. She listens. She does what she's told.
She shuts up when you tell her to.
Yeah. The only thing she can't do is give you a blowjob. Still trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's coming, I'm sure.
Oh, Google's working.
It's hot. There you go.
Tell me that wouldn't get like the Google machine like in everyone's house.
Oh, 100%.
What did I miss about Google?
If that was the difference,
Google
between
needs to make
that Google gave blowjobs.
suck you off.
The Boodle what?
That Google gave blowjobs. Boom. Get rid of Alexa, wouldn't you?
You know, you'd probably get rid of cars. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, what would man not get rid of?
He's like, I don't need to leave the house anymore. Fuck this shit.
Literally.
Yeah. We're just going to stay right here.
Don't get me started.
Go the fuck away.
This is going to turn bad really quickly.
Welcome to my life. Welcome to the shit show.
Dude, you guys joke, but it's funny. The guys I roll with, like, they have a posse full of Harley riders called the Shit Show Posse. They're like, "You want to be part of it?" I'm like, I've been living that life. No, I'm good. We're fine. I'm too pro
I
for
don't
you
need
guys.
a patch to know that that's what I did.
I don't need a patch. They trust me. It goes with my name. They know what's going on. I don't need to advertise it at all. It's already self-advertised. As soon as they show up, they're like, "Oh, this kind of show it's going to be."
Oh yeah, this is the party we're gonna have. I see.
Leonard Skinner show. How much did you cook?
Oh man, fed 60 people. I did 2 9-pound pork shoulders and 6 tri-tips. I did 2, 3, 4.
Guys, be careful. He's doing that.
Dude, I can't do math. Don't make me do math. I did 4 pounds of pasta, 4 pounds of bacon, and all the, the pasta salad. So basically, each, there's probably like, 3 times? Like 15 pounds of pasta, 10 pounds of barbecue beans, and enough for people to come back for seconds and thirds. It was cool.
Awesome.
Basically, the way it worked is like everybody, the VIP was for all the clients of the radio station that put on the concert.
Okay.
And the radio station is out of San Francisco. They're the guys I got in good with. I tell you that story how I won the competition, the first competition I did out here, and I got drunk and emailed the radio station. You guys ever hear that? Okay. So I won this competition out here that, California they had, which California is like amazing at, barbecue competitions back then. There was 65 people, and I never did a comp before, so I showed up with my Weber grill and, backyard, offset, and took first place in ribs and chicken, and I've never done a comp before. And the other competitors were either like super pumped that I won or just like evil angry that I won. There was no in between.
Yep.
And it was a real intro to me for competitions. And I was just like, all right. There's some cool people in here. There's some complete freaking dickheads. All right.
Yep.
Yep.
And that was how it was. But so we won, but the radio station, it's like a classic rock station, sponsored the event. My buddy owns a bar in a town close to where we had the competition, and he said he's going to show up, and he was pissed he didn't get able to, and that we took trophies. And he's like, "You need to come to my bar and celebrate. You need to bring the trophies. And if you don't, you're not going to be let in." I got the bouncer at the door, and whatever. So we go there, and and we show up. It was like 8 of us. We go in there, and bouncer's like, "Oh, Sean Ekman." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, where's the trophies?" I'm like, "You serious, man?" He's like, basically, I went like this. I'm like, "Are you serious, man?" He's like, "Yes." I'm like, man, you want me to go get the trophies in the back of the car? He's like, "Better get to walking." All right. So I go and I get the trophies, come back in. The owner puts the trophies at the very top of the bar, at the top shelf, and he goes, "That's the only shelf you're drinking from tonight, and it's on me." And I'm like,
That's awesome.
all right. So plenty of old scotch went down my throat, and then I came home and decided to go ahead and say a thank you email to the radio station for sponsoring the event and telling them this whole story, Scotch style. And completely forgot that I sent the email.
Of course you
Forgot. And about a week and a half later, I get an email back. I was just talking to I got an email back from the morning show host, the main guy. It's called Lamont and Tonelli in the Morning, and they're really big in San Francisco. They're about as raunchy as you can, how every morning show is. And he's like, he sent me an email back. "That's awesome. I can't believe you guys won. That's great. We got to have you on the show. So you want to come on the show?" I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be great." Like, "All right, I'll bring you some food." Like, "Oh, you don't have to do that." I'm like, No, I really want to. Like, all right. Went over there, fed those guys, blew their minds. And they were just like, "We got to have you on again." I've been on the show 10 times, like the nicest guys you'd ever meet. They hooked me up to feed Stone Temple Pilots back in the day. They just good folks. Just really helped me out a lot. I never had to pay to get on the show to be advertised. I know some folks pay like 5 G's to get on that show. And it's just, so they had me, they took care of me to do this. It was after finally the pandemic settled down, whatever, enough for San Francisco that they can actually do this concert, and, the whole thing went on. So it was real cool. But that's how I got connected with those guys, was just some drunk email. And that's how I got to feed Joe Coy too. Same station. Yep. Those guys connected that whole thing.
When you're drunk and you email, good things can happen.
Not to you, Mikey. I wouldn't suggest it. That's how you end up texting the wrong cop, and she puts you in handcuffs the bad way.
He gets shiny silver bracelets, and he doesn't get the key either.
And they're not fuzzy, buddy. There's no safety word. You just gotta, take it.
Sometimes I like no safety word.
Oh, Jesus.
It's way better that way.
Oh, man. Well, when you have the ball in your mouth, you can't say much, can you?
Wow. Just so you know, we are only, 22 minutes into this show. We're 22 minutes into the show, and we're talking about Mike in a gimp mask. Barbecue chat for the win.
Hey, it could be worse.
It's your fault. I blame you.
It could be worse.
The bad part is that when you say it could be worse, I hear like the sounds of hope. It could be. It could, if we really worked on it. It could be worse.
I was going to say, I feel like I'm failing at something right now.
We all are. We do barbecue for work. Come on now. We're failing at a lot of things. Obviously, we couldn't do anything better. We got barbecue. We're failing in life is what we're failing in. That's what's going on.
So, we had a lady come up to us yesterday, like during vending, and she's like, "Do you guys have wings?" And no, not today. She looks at our menu, reads the menu, looks back at me, and she goes, "Are you sure you guys don't have wings?"
Oh, Jesus.
I'm like,
Which contact? Karen and Stu Lerner.
I'm like, wait. Did you literally just ask me a question? Read the menu. Like, took a step back. Read a menu for like a good 3 minutes and then come back at me and be like, "Hey, Is there anything that's not on this menu that you have on the truck? Yeah, I have a whole secret menu that I don't want to sell you.
Well,
You
that's
got-
the thing. If you had wings, you would have been selling them because you would have been like, yes, give me money for them.
You have to
Yeah.
admit, though. I mean, that's pretty cool to ask, anyways. Like, she's like, "Is there a secret?" Stuff like that. Like, no, this isn't In-N-Out. We're not in California. Shut it. This is what we got. Eat it or get out. I don't care anymore. You bother me. You bothered me the first 5 seconds you showed up. At that point, I was done.
Son, you're bothering me, son.
Listen. I don't do secret menus. I do whatever I have here. You go, it's right here. Buy it. Like, I want to sell.
Yeah, I can see Mikey right now going, "Oh yeah, secret. I got the extra funky sandwich. It's that belly button lint all over the bread. You're gonna love this one. It's extra funky. It's that new cheese.
On the
Ever heard of it?"
cheese?
Oh,
yeah.
So, Mikey, I'm thinking, if anybody should know about real estate on a cooker, since he likes to use ranch kettles,
it would be Mr. Steelhouse.
it would be Mr. Steelhouse.
I can tell you exactly how many chicken thighs will go on a ranch kettle if you actually want to cook it properly. Because you're only using half that real estate anyways.
Yeah.
You can put about 35 chicken thighs on each Weber. I mean, if you're really pushing it. But the way I do it, of course, is in direct style. And I make sure that I can sear each side of the chicken thigh and then put it in direct style, and just put that down and let it slow grill for about 45 minutes to an hour. But yeah, when it comes to grilling, you're only using half of that. That's why, any grill you get is going to be, if you're doing it right, you're only using half of that grill. So that's the formula to figure out how many, if you want to have a party, I tell everybody, have 2 charcoal Webers in your backyard, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if you're having regular charcoal Webers, you got to have 2, if not 3. Because you can have, that'll feed 20, 30 people, depending on what you're cooking. I mean, if you're doing it tri-tip wise, like I was on I cooked 6 tri-tips on my 26.5-inch Weber for Leonard Skinner. And I mean, that was plenty.
Yeah.
Like we had the perfect amount.
Like, are you coals on one side?
Yeah, indirect. Yeah, coals on one side. You want to have that hot, medium, cooler, section.
Yeah.
So especially when it comes to anything. That's just my go-to for unless I'm doing carne asada, like skirt steak or anything like that. Then it's different. You just put a low charcoal. If you're just doing something like that, then you're just searing each side of it, and then that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
That gives you way more room. Like, say if you're doing a bunch of boneless chicken thighs, then yeah, you can use the whole grill. And that's fine, but you better be on it.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't suggest doing that with a ranch kettle because you're not going to be on it that much. I mean, I got to oil down the grill. I mean, if you don't oil down your grill before a chicken, you're screwed. That's just the way it is for me. I heat it up, oil that sucker down, do the onion thing, oil thing,
Now,
chicken.
Realistically, if you put that much charcoal inside of a ranch kettle, that's gonna get away from you either way.
No, I mean it can, yeah.
I mean, if you don't go like indirect, direct, right, and you just fill that whole area.
Oh, you're screwed. Yeah, that's gonna. I mean, but you would do less charcoal if you're going to use the whole area anyway.
Sure,
I'm using.
It's still so much surface area.
You have to. If you're going to fill that sucker up, you need 4 hands.
Yeah.
That's just the way it's going to be, and you guys are going to tag team that sucker, and you're going to work, both sides of that. But there's
what size? The ranch is what? 30.
3 foot. Yeah, it's 3 foot in the middle.
36. 36 inches. Yeah, I mean that's a big amount of surface space for
Be
one.
surprised.
It's a long reach too.
Well,
So
that's
if you're
why I have those
person-
gloves. I have the gloves that go to here, the leather, really long gloves. Because seriously, man, I'm searing chicken. Flames are flying. And I'm turning the whole grill, though. I'll put the tongs in the grill. I'll grease up around the sides of it so it can spin good. And that You just put your tongs right in that sucker and just manhandle it so it spins.
Oh,
And
okay.
so one side is what I'm saying. So you can turn it, and it'll just turn around and get the more of the raw chicken where you need it to go, and then you can flip it and it keeps spinning it.
Instead of moving it around,
Yeah.
you're
Now,
moving
do
it
you ever
over.
get like when you're spinning it that way? Do you ever have problems with like your grates not staying hot enough?
Ever.
Just asking.
Yeah, no, it'll stay hot enough. It's not a problem. I mean, because I'm putting it directly in the fire. I mean, I'm putting it directly on top of the coals. That's going to get hot. It's all, and by the time I go in there, I'm spinning the grill. The whole grill's hot anyways by the time I put chicken on.
Yeah.
And it's not a problem. What I'm basically doing is searing each side of the chicken thigh or tri-tip. But the tri-tip is different. I can just move it. You know what I mean? It's not going to stick anyways. It's fine.
Yeah.
But the chicken skin's going to stick. It's going to be a problem. So you have to do it fast, and you have to make sure there's enough oil on there to be able to handle the heat, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that real estate when you're grilling is super important. I mean, it's not more important than when you're smoking. I think if you're smoking, I think the real estate on the smoker is way more important, because if you max out that real estate and you don't find out until later, the bad way, when you're 2 hours late for a cook because there's too much meat in there. And you haven't, you know what I mean? You haven't formulated.
Or if you have it to the point where they're kind of almost touching, and you're not forming that bark, and that bark's not, because the smoke's not rolling over it like it should.
Not rolling through and pulling the heat through. And
Yep.
I've never made that mistake ever. Yeah, I did that problem in San Francisco for National Brisket Day. I was sleeping in a cot next to my smoker in San Francisco out in the open. Yeah, I was like, oh man, okay.
hope I don't get shot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's always a problem to Bay, but Mikey knows, Chicago.
Yeah, I mean,
It's all right. Like, come back later and shoot me. I'll feed you then.
I'd be more worried that they'd steal my meat.
Well, it's because you look so pretty, Mikey. That's what has you worried.
No, but I mean, like, honestly, I was like, for some reason, I was always scared that like somebody would steal it.
And your virtue.
You know what I mean? Like, you'd open the cooker, and you'd be like,
dude, that'd be seriously.
At a white wedding.
No, I mean, that's legit, seriously, because you get to that point, you're like, all right, somebody's gonna take. I mean, we were in a gated area where we were at. It was like it was fenced off for the whole, area, but at the same time, that's legit. The tweakers will steal anything. They're like, all right, it's almost mostly done. It's better than the dog I ate last week.
So like, the reason we brought this up is like, I had a guy tell me, he's like, oh, why don't you have ribs? I'm like, ribs are expensive. And he's like, ribs aren't that expensive. And I'm like, well, they're expensive as real estate. As far as real estate goes.
Right.
And like, I don't think a lot of people, like most customers, they're never going to think about this. But like people that are doing this for a living, it's like, we think about the real estate aspect of it, not only of what can I sell you in that cost, but like,
what else could I have sold you I could have put there that would have got me more money for my family?
Like, shit, I could put in the space of, let's say, 3 racks of ribs, you could put 3 pork butts.
Yep. But you'll feel a lot more people with 3 pork butts.
A lot more people than 3 racks of ribs are.
Because, I mean, what? You selling ribs for what? A rack for $35-$40 maybe?
30. We're 30, yeah.
I mean, out here, I'm $35-$40 just because prices are so stupid. But, yeah, I mean, you're going to get, one pork shoulder, you can feed 32 people out of that. You get an 8-pound pork shoulder, quarter pound per person on a sandwich.
So, yeah, here's the thing. Where's the real estate costs for ribs? Now, I understand that, like, the people go, well, yeah, but the ribs cook faster. No, I understand that. But at the same time, the real estate cost of it.
The labor that goes into that real estate.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we got it. So we can't lay them flat. Let's say we go ahead and put them on a rib rack. Now we got a rib rack. and we can use more of that real estate. But at the same time, we got rib rack in that real estate. How much more we could have put. Then we're switching those out like what, every 6 hours at best, and then putting that same labor when the pulled pork is going to take way less labor.
Yeah.
For the 15 hours that it's there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
maybe you're right.
That's
Maybe
the thing. You could fit. You will say, yeah, they cook faster, but to feed the same amount of people, I got to cook twice as much,
if not more.
if not more.
Yeah. When
So,
you could have,
one set might have cooked faster, but by the time I'm done cooking all I need to feed the same amount of people, my time is now way longer.
And my rib prep is way longer than my fucking pulled pork.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
you take a fucking pork shoulder out, there's something hanging off of it, you cut that off. Everything else for me stays, gets fucking seasoned and goes into the cooker. So, I mean, I can prep
That's all flavored.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I can prep a pork butt in 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's feel for bone slivers, slice them off, and season.
It's about right. I mean, it's not going to take you as much, dude. Because when you're prepping, even my prep for my pork shoulder is probably taking longer. I mean, not prep because I'm cutting off the same amount of fat you are. Any slivers that are there, you don't want that in the meat, of course. I'll mix my rub with whiskey and olive oil, some honey, and some Dijon mustard till it comes like a paste. Then I slap that over the whole thing, and I put that in a baking dish, and I put half a bottle of Guinness in there. I think that's probably a little bit more rub than people, more prep than people go through normally in the barbecue world.
A little bit more than, I mean, we're going, as long as they're sticky.
Right.
I'm just putting rub straight onto it. They're going into foil pans, then going into the cooker.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like I'm probably doing twice the amount that you're doing, but at the same time, that's not that much.
Now as we have to pull, you got to pull all the membranes.
Membranes. You got to just unpackaging. If you even think about just the packaging prospect of it, I go to Costco, I can get 3 ribs in 1 package.
Sure.
I mean, if you're really going to try to make some money on ribs, I mean, you got to do 20 to 30 racks, right?
I was going to say, you got to start doing some real numbers.
Yeah. So what you could sell with that real estate if you're just doing pulled pork sandwiches.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So let's do that. Let's figure that out. You got if you're doing sandwiches, you figure a 1/4 pound a sandwich of meat per person, which is, it's decent. You got some coleslaw in there, whatever you got. The bread, it's all going to be filling. And then you got 12 bones to a rack. Average person, you can probably sell, what you're going to do is be selling, if you're doing plates, you're probably selling 3 racks or 2 racks. I mean, 2 bones or 3 bones. If you're selling racks, you're selling half or fulls.
Yeah.
And then at the very most you're going to be getting for a rack is, out here is $35.40. And in that space, I could have sold a $12 sandwich. Let's call it 15. And it's healthy. I mean, it's a big sandwich for a big boy. You're going to be making a ton more money.
Yeah.
Easily. So, yeah. I mean, it's what you put on that real estate. But then we're going to get into the art and the craft versus the, that all has to play with something. It's like, are you going to put the art and craft into it and the talent, or are you just in it for the money? And we are not in it just for the money. That's just not the way it goes. I mean, that's why we have guys that are doing the beef ribs for free on Saturdays.
Yeah.
They're just doing that to get people in. So
when we're doing like festivals and shit like that, in order for me to bring enough ribs to make back the money that I had to pay for being at that festival, you know what I mean? It's more worth it for me to move that real estate to something else.
Yeah. And that's the sad part is nobody understands that.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into that.
Because at the same time, like I do my pork belly burn ends, which honestly, the real estate that pork belly burn ends take up are way heavier than, that kind of shit. Because you got to have a little bit of room between each little chunk so that it gets nice airflow. They're not sticking together.
It's more detail oriented, man. It's like fillets versus tri-tips. I mean, you got to really, No, it's like scallops versus tri-tips. You know what I mean? You have to babysit that crap properly, or you're ruining what you're getting done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, then that goes into something else where you have more detail-oriented meat versus letting it fly. I mean, pork shoulder, you can. It's like the redheaded stepchild of the whole.
Oh yeah,
grill,
you can beat the shit out of it,
and you're
Yeah.
fine. Brisket won't take a beating like that.
No.
Brisket was like, no. Brisket is the rich white girl of the group who wants a BMW then a Mercedes, and then now, Daddy, I want a Rolls Royce. You don't treat me good enough.
Yeah, but how is it that it was the cheapest? And
White girl drunk. I'll tell you. Beats me.
because she doesn't really know who her daddy is. That's why.
I was saying to him,
So
one of the other
needy.
things I was saying, shit, you can put a brisket in that same real estate, right, of those
Yeah.
ribs, and you're feeding still more people. Like, so what I was trying to say to the guys, I'm like, dude, look at, like, for today, we're trying to feed people. Like, it's a numbers game, because I know that there's going to be 3,000 people here, and there's 5 trucks. I can't bring 50 racks of ribs and just feed, 200 people.
Yeah.
I got to bring more food, and unfortunately,
And that takes more. And to cook that many ribs, it takes away from the space I could cook
Something
more.
else.
yeah,
That could feed more people, or that could make more money.
yeah.
Rufus Barbecue from Brazil.
So what up?
What's going on?
All right, guys, I got to bounce. I'll focus on this later. I'll get at you a little bit. I got to focus on this stuff. Good to
No
see you.
problem. Go get it
Hey.
done.
Later.
So no, but that's the thing. Like, the real estate that people don't understand is, like, yes, I understand the art of it is important, and that's fine, but it depends on where you're at and when you're deciding if today's an artsy day or if today's a real estate day. And unfortunately, you kind of have to
Make that decision.
yeah.
Well, and that was part of why when I was working at Tano for the first 8 months, we didn't do chicken. Because chicken, really, same thing. Chicken, even half chickens, they take up a lot of space.
And the problem is you can't it's kind of like half chickens, right? You have to have a bigger space for those 2 half chickens to go, right?
Than a whole chicken.
Than a whole chicken, which is obviously I understand the whole, like, whatever, but it's like the way I gotta
Position it. And that was part of why we did the netted turkeys, because the netted turkeys were more like cooking a pork shoulder in the fact that they were long, no bones. The netting held them together.
yeah,
And they were this big around.
sure.
But when I cut you a slice, it was a heavy slice. Here you go.
And people enjoyed that.
Correct. But it's just like, we'll say, it goes to the same thing as cooking a bone-in prime rib versus cooking a boneless prime rib.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to cook a bone-in prime rib and you're going to serve the bone, you're limited to how many servings you get out of that prime rib.
Sure, because you have to have that certain slice.
Correct. Where when you do a boneless prime rib, hey, I'm cutting them all 1.5 inches, or I'm cutting them all 1 inch, or whatever it is.
Yeah, we can go 3/4 of an inch. We can go wherever,
Here's somebody, I want a king cut, I want a queen cut. Okay, boom, boom, boom. And I can cut that exact amount, where if there's a bone in it, guess what? Here you go. Yeah.
We ain't cutting through that bone either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that bone needs a saw.
Yeah. So, and that's where that real estate, and thinking not only real estate, but thinking about how you're using it and why you're using that piece of meat that style.
But let's even go out of we'll go out of commercial cooking for a second. We'll go into real estate as far as your backyard cooker and like what you need to think about maybe before you make that first purchase of a cooker. Think about what you like to do. I know that like when I do ribs, I like laying my ribs flat. I don't necessarily like a rib rack. I don't think I think you can get good flavor out of it. I'm not saying you can't. I think you can get good bark out of it, but I feel like they cook more evenly
when they're flat.
When I have them flat, right?
They're easier to check.
Yes.
Because you can just reach under, go like this, drop it back down.
Yeah.
You're not trying to pull it out of the rack. And if you touch it too soon and bark comes off.
Yeah.
The bark wasn't set and it hits the rack.
Or some of the bark comes off on the rack because the rack, it was leaning against it. It just, I don't know. Like, to me, I'm not a huge fan of the rib rack. But like, hold on.
Yeah, staging in your cooker. No, absolutely. What time do I do this? What time do I? And you have to think about that even as a home cook, because if I'm having a party with 15 people, okay, this has to come off because now I need that real estate
to cook something else.
So you may cook, and I've done it for like little things we've done here. Well, look, if you want, we'll say ribs, then this and this have to get cooked inside in the oven.
Sure.
Because the ribs aren't going to rest for very long, and I'm not going to have enough time
to cook the other thing.
To cook the other things and have the room.
Hi, Kev.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Why were you crying? That wasn't you crying? Okay. Love you. You going to bed?
Yeah.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Good
See you in the morning, honey.
Good night.
Hi, Ashy. Bad out of hell, dog. Go, Ashy.
Hi, Amanda.
No.
Okay.
Was I supposed to be looking for them?
I was hoping, but
I didn't.
I don't know where they went.
Shocker.
So,
Did Ember get a haircut?
Kind of, somewhat. So, the other thing, like, that's one of the important things that you're saying, like, I need 45 minutes for this, but this isn't going to be done for X, Y, Z time. I need 15 minutes for that. I need 20 minutes for this.
But I can only fit this in here right now, so.
You're extending your time.
Correct.
Right? Certain cookers bounce back faster than others, but still, you're extending your time. And the other thing that I was saying about real estate is like, it depends on the neck tattoo, my friend. If you want to go get one together, we can go. But
I think that's what Caitlin's afraid of the next time I go somewhere like Florida with you.
Just a giant neck tattoo.
Not necessarily a neck tattoo, but us getting matching ones.
You just get blasted.
Because at that point, your wife would let us because she'd be like, this is fucking funny shit now.
Yeah, probably. Just tell you to get on your inner thigh. It'll be fun. We'll do the new bite mark tattoo. It'll be great. So, no, but like, so think of it like with your egg, right?
Yeah.
And your deflector plate. Now
Yep.
you got to think about that real estate too, because if you put anything over that deflector plate,
Correct. It's going to get singed.
holy shit! It just started pouring.
Nice. It's supposed to.
You're like, I just hear like and against the window now. But you know what I mean? Like,
there you go. Free labor, free labor, free labor.
fantastic. Let's do it. Columbia, what's up, my friend?
What's going on?
How's the powder?
Mike's doing okay.
Sounds good. But you know what I mean? Like, you got to think about that because you can't.
Correct. You can't use all of the great.
Exactly. Where were they?
In your dirty pants.
Amanda, would you let me and Mike get matching tattoos?
Can I help draw it?
We were gonna do the bite mark tattoos on her inner thighs together. She's down. Okay.
Uh-oh, you froze. Mikey froze. There he is. Oh, he froze again. There you're back.
Caitlin figured it out and turned off the internet. She's like, fuck
Yeah,
this shit.
she's like, did I just hear them talk about getting inner thigh tattoos?
Yep. Out. So, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's the real estate of you can't use that whole cooker, right?
Yep.
I can teach you how to cut long hair, dude. That's easy, my friend. Long hair is easier to cut than short hair. Short hair shows more flaws. You can hide more shit in long hair.
Mikey can sell you some scissors. I'm sure he still knows what they are.
Oh no, I still know a lot of people. But seriously, like, that real estate, like Steelhouse was talking about, though, it like if you're cooking on a Weber, and now you're starting to talk about a 3-foot cooker that you
And
look at, you're like, oh, it's fucking huge. No, you're down to a foot and a half.
Yeah.
Of real estate, and then don't forget, there's going to be a temperature swing from here to here.
So you need to know, okay, I have to rotate. I have to, like, what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make it to, and compensate for that. And just like Blinky had said, you know, cookers having hotter and colder areas, you have to know that to compensate for it. So again, that's again, real estate. Hey, I have to put this here to absorb the heat for a while to protect this stuff. So your real estate isn't even, it's, we'll say location, location, location. You need to know where the proper real estate is in your cooker.
Well, like, so, okay, so for example, for my G33, right? Let's go on the bottom.
Yeah.
A first initial heat, right? My bigger briskets go on top, which you wouldn't think that, right? No, bigger
But
briskets should go on the
collecting
bottom.
there.
But it's collecting. So my bigger briskets go on top. My smaller briskets go in the middle because since it is a
Past
cabinet,
them.
but since it's a cabinet too, everything that's dripping is hitting those briskets, which means it's cooling them down.
Yep. So you need to put the thing that's going to cook faster there to make up the difference for the cooling effect.
Yep.
Yep.
So it's like it's just learning that where's that going to go.
Yep.
And the weird thing is actually, so the way that I've been doing it lately and I found is like my best fucking ways to do it is once it gets wrapped, it gets rotated. So my shoulders go to the top.
And let them get beat by the heavy heat.
Well, yeah, no. I'm saying once they get cooked, if I keep on the bottom and they still take out that heat, right? They will they'll cook way too fast.
Yeah.
So I put them up to the top and put my briskets underneath them. Let the briskets take that first initial heat, so it speeds them up.
Yeah.
Because once we're wrapped, now we're just in a race.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're just trying to finish. So then they finish together at the same time.
Yep.
And it's insane how it's been working.
But and that's the problem is too many people don't stop and look at their cookers. I'll call it analytically to say, why is it working? All right.
Or
But you know what I mean? Like,
because I can hear you.
I can put it here and I put it here. Well, why do you put it there? Well, because that's where I always put it. Yeah, but do you have a reason why? Like, I'm very much, my briskets always go to my far left end because of the way the heat rolls up and around.
Okay.
If I'm doing just briskets, that's where they go. If I'm doing pork shoulders, I put whatever the biggest heat sink is there, because that's where it comes up and around and hits first.
And like, not to mention, like, that's like the age-old question, right? With briskets. Fat cap up, fat cap down. Well, I always struggle with with that question, and that, you know, I don't struggle with it. I guess I shouldn't say that, but like, I always have the like fight in, like, if I do classes, people are like, fat cap up, fat cap down. What do you do?
What are you cooking on? Where is it in the cooker?
Where, like, what are you doing? Where are you putting that? Where are you putting it in the cooker? What kind of cooker is it? What kind of heat are you getting? And it's so many times, like, I say that, and they're like, well, I was on YouTube. Fucking hear what Chuck's Backyard Barbecue has to say about it.
Yeah.
Well, he's got 400,000 subscribers. I don't give a fuck.
Because he's probably an idiot and people find it funny to watch him.
But no, I don't care how many subscribers he has. He cooks on one style of cooker, and he fucking tells you, this is how you make brisket.
Yep.
But what if I cook on something different? Well, my brisket doesn't come out, but I'm following Chuck's method. I'm following. Do you cook on the same cooker Chuck does? No, I don't. Okay, guess what? That means you need to change your brisket cooking. But I watched Aaron Franklin, and he told me that it needs to be like this so the smoke can roll over it. Cool. Your smoke doesn't roll over shit like that. Your smoke goes this way.
Yeah.
But why? Because you're in a fucking barrel, asshole.
Well, and that's how many people have you seen when I put pictures of me cooking a brisket and I've got a piece of cardboard under it?
And they don't get it.
And they don't get it. And people are like, well, why the fuck is it on cardboard? Because I'm using it as an insulator. I'm actually making up for, I would rather cook it fat side up. So by me putting the cardboard on the bottom, allows me to cook fat side up.
Yep.
And not worry about the heat.
Yeah.
So there's things like that you can do too.
No, but that's fine. But it's knowing what you have to do to get from point A to point C and not fuck up B.
Correct.
Right? Because B is usually a step that people forget, or even like D or E. You know what I mean? And you're like, well, what did you do at C? Oh, I did this. Okay, well, that's where you went wrong.
Yeah. Well,
And
like so next Saturday, I'm cooking for Bark and Brew.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to have 28 or so pork shoulders stuffed into my lang. And I know already, I have to shift them around.
Yeah.
And it's because, and the reason I have to shift them around is, again, I only have so much real estate, and I know how much heat.
Right.
And it's going to be right on the edge. I literally won't be able to fit a single other thing in this cooker. But that also means how much heat it's going to suck up, and I'm going to have parts of it that are going to suck up faster, and I have to move them because some of it is not going to get enough heat.
Sure.
Plain and simple, it physically cannot get enough heat.
And you will eat more fuel.
Yep.
And that's just, I mean, you're just gonna eat more fuel.
I'm bringing a rack and a half of wood,
Should be okay.
which that's about what I burn. I usually burn for this gig just under a rack and a half.
God, being insulated feels so good.
I am not arguing with you. I've thought about going and bringing the mix in.
Like, honestly,
I would if I had more where the cooker is, where it's positioned. If I had more room,
yeah.
I might actually. JW, what's up? I might actually bring the mix.
Now, do you also, I mean, you obviously have water access. You'd be able to do a hose hookup and all that shit.
Yeah, I'd be able to do a hose and everything. But I just, like I said, physically that trailer
It's huge.
it's huge. So it's just not,
Yeah.
it just takes up too much room.
More
bring
real
it.
estate.
Yeah.
Hey, everything falls down to real estate.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It really does.
Because what's actually happened is we've ended up using my trailer to actually make I'll call it the choke point to get into the event.
Sure.
Because my trailer pushes you into it. Trumpo,
Sure.
what's up, bud?
What
So
up,
it works very well. Cheers, dude. It works very well where we put it. Because it also allows me, we actually use it as almost as fencing.
we have a couple different events that we do, and they're always like, hey, can you put your trailer there? I'm like,
Yeah.
You want people to be blocked off so that they can't drive through here. They're like, yep. I'm like, no problem.
And that's
they're
exactly.
They're like, your trailer works a lot better than cones because people will get out and move the fucking cones. They can't get out and move your trailer.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's like I said, that's what's worked out is we've actually set up so we cook on the Lang, and then there's another guy that comes with a homemade trailer. He's at the end, and then I'm there, and we actually use it to wall ourselves off.
So you push the crowd where it needs to go.
We push the crowd, and actually it was funny. So there's a hoop house between where we are cooking and where they serve. And the first year I went to do it, they're getting ready to have the people pull the pork and prep stuff in front of the hoop house. And I'm like, can you guys just clean out the hoop house? I said, then you set up your pulling station. I just turn around and we give them the pork.
Yeah.
They prep it in the hoop house, and it comes out the other side. I said then you flow.
Yeah.
From cooked, prep to serve. I said this is going to be a lot faster, a lot easier, and it will keep people apart.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, if the pork was getting pulled apart and tinned out in the open where people could see it, those people that are doing it, oh, give me a piece, let me try some, this, that, they're going to get bugged.
Yeah, no.
Now they're
Yeah, no, you don't get that. You don't get that.
now they're out of sight, and it goes from the cookers to them to serve.
Done.
Done.
Easy.
Yep. And it works very well. The other nice thing is the beer truck is directly across from us too.
Once again, it goes down to real estate and placement.
Location.
Like, it's so important. It really is. I mean, it's important.
Mm-hmm. And that's, again, those are the kinds of things that, like, especially when you're setting up events, hey, you don't have the problem of having room for a line because you flow through people.
Yeah.
But somebody that doesn't have that ability, you got to have enough room for your line so your line doesn't fuck other people up.
Yeah. Well, and not to mention, like, we have that. So we have the small problem of we're a 55-foot long truck and trailer.
Correct.
So.
And you try to keep the truck connected.
Yeah. And the reason I do that is just because it's a pain in the ass when you drop it. Because then I get people fucking going by it, going by the hitch, going by the generators that are over there. You know what I mean? Like, when there's when the truck's there, it keeps the people away.
Again, it's another wall.
Yeah, it's another gate. And it's just, that's so much easier than being like, okay, well, let me unhitch. And then we have to worry about if anyone's in front of the trailer. Then we have to worry about when they're walking around the trailer. And it's like...
And now the truck also becomes, hey, I can keep this stuff in the truck. I don't have to lug it all out, put it over here. I can have it all right here.
But and at the same time, we do the whole, like, then when we're leaving too, it's just that I'm not trying to drive through a crowd, hitch up a trailer, and try to leave.
Yeah.
It's have a good one.
Yep.
Let's go. Sorry.
Well,
it's just easier.
Yeah. Why do you want to fight with any of it?
And I always use it too, as I'm like, well, the truck helps stabilize more. No one knows. You know that. But it looks like it does. It looks like it's stabilizing it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
No one knows.
No.
It doesn't really. I mean, it does a little bit, in a sense, because it's another point of, security. But
security to it, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like trailer ain't gonna tip over.
Yeah.
Especially, like, I don't always put our stabilizing jacks down.
Yeah.
Like, depending on where we are, I won't always put them down. But, like,
I gotta go.
What?
I gotta go. Yep.
Okay.
Bye.
Peace.